pantomime.
We'll do Q&A after the pantomime.
We don't have a lot of time. What's the short version?
The core the core of it.
I guess it's popping and locking, right? And that has its origins in like commedia dell'arte and pantomime. It's all about isolations and small little physical explosions.
We should do some.
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't. I'll do it.
You're good at it. Like pick up a cup or something.
Show them the nap stance.
Was this still going? Okay, so what am I doing?
There's it's basically like a really intense amount of energy to make it kind of click. So there's a cup, and it's not so much about.
Oh, it's a can.
I can hold the cup in many different ways. It doesn't read as a cup if he was to grab it like this. What happens is his hand actually becomes the cup, right?
Well, like we're gonna go like this because no one knows what it is.
You like that?
Gun.
And say if phones are not this. It's always your hand becomes the phone.
We don't do too many of this on stage.
We should.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
Hey Rabbit, give me that phone and my soda.
Show us how you spin a gun. Pantomime. It's basically just being a little kid again, right?
Yeah.
It's.
Wait, eat the gun. Oh! No, not the handle.
It's basically just like you did this stuff as a kid. You just didn't have.
Now poop it out. And put it back together again. Sorry.
It's basically just creating the energy of when there's something solid there, compared to when, like, if you just went, it doesn't read the same. Yeah, that's pretty good though, even if you don't want it to move or something, otherwise your door is like liquid. Stuff like, tables. Also trying to remember where things are. We don't do too much pantomime, it's more about the robot. Every once in a while, I don't think we did any bits that made use of it, but AH we'd usually do like a whole bar scene where we're like lifting the bar or something, and throwing it, and there's like a whole pinata thing, and scissors are just this, and stuff like that. Baseball bat's pretty easy.
Be like this.
I don't know.
Well, this one, most people just read this and it's like, oh, that's that. There's like a few things that people just naturally know.
Now see, I see you're holding a spatula when I say that.
It could be.
So for most of our stuff, it's just the robots. And we were inspired by Shields and Yarnell and stuff. And, basically just did the first popping and locking for robot. They had this marriage couple kind of bit that they did where it was newlyweds. They're robots. And so it was them like trying to pour like cereal and stuff, and they were just so bad at it that the milk would go all over the place and stuff. It was funny. You can look at someone on YouTube. Really good. They had their own variety show in the 70s.
Our robots can drink tea from tiny teacups.
Yeah, it's not pantomime. Those are actual teacups.
Or is it?
Yeah, we were so convincing.
Even without makeup adds a lot to make a robot, but when we first started doing the robot stuff, of course we didn't have any makeup or costumes. I mean, even when we did have makeup costumes, they weren't that great. But what was impressive was just being able to do the robot. And the easiest one to do is your head. Is that great? Because you don't have to do much other than turn your head. And turning your head like this doesn't really read as anything. But when you add that kind of stiffening, I don't know if that's the word, it's kind of like...
Should warn that you do this, you're going to have some bad neck pain. So
yeah, I've definitely pulled my neck muscles and stuff a few shows, just trying, you kind of have to tone down the intensity level just to what's not going to hurt you. So be careful there.
It's all about finding the right amount of energy that's not going to strain.
There is a pantomime bit that we do now. It's that very initial bit, which is actually really great. The one where Rabbit tells a story.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool.
And I don't have to do anything.
The problem with that one is we never know what he's going to tell me to do. It's usually downstairs or something.
Some of my...
Okay, let's think of a door. It
That was
opens this
messed up.
way, it opens that way, it opens this way.
Well, we have some. It all was improv when we started, but we do reprov of like the
Stuff like
the fun stuff.
blocks.
But I'm figuring we'll probably have to change it up completely every year if we continue to do
But the robot, that's what we're here about.
Well, and then throw in some sound effects with some of those
Yeah, we do the
movements.
sound effects with the movements, and that's
Because
all.
robots are noisy.
our mouths. Since we have microphones on us at all times, we can just make the sound effects ourselves. Steve doesn't pipe any audio in for our sound and whatnot. I mean, some of the stuff like bebop and stuff, sure, but all the stuff where we're just making stuff like, or like, we have a bit with the Japanese bit is what we call it, right before the Steam Card Draft reprise, the Japanese version or whatever. We do the whole slap and asher thing where when they're moving. Stuff like that. And the spit goes everywhere. It's a lot of like rolling your tongue, like, and then just making steam or hydraulic sounds.
You'll be a really good kisser if you practice robot sound effects.
I just picked my favorite parental figure. Mama.
It's like, oh, here's one that's like, oh, just regular robot. And the humor of that is like, oh, we have a different sound
It
effect.
sounds like there's a whole giant crane inside just lifting it.
It's good. Well, we all kind of do different sounds too, which, you know, if you're going to make a robot, you can make it sound whatever you want. I think mine is more hydraulic-y and servo-like, and
Mine,
is kind of more.
it's more clockwork, so I do a lot of steam.
And then Ashford does a little bit of.
The Mama Mom one is the only one that's really different. Everything else is just an amalgam. I'll do whatever because usually I have a hard time getting my breath, so I'm just like, just whatever. I don't know. It just comes out of my mouth. That's the only time I can focus, and I was just wanted to sound like a stupid robot. So that, and then when I move faster, it's it's just like the worst robot sound ever.
Yeah, getting the combination of the movement and the robot sounds is, I think, it's pretty key. And you know, we don't do it during songs usually. Every once in a while, brass columns a few times a night, but it's more about doing that when you're not focused on an instrument and whatnot. I mean, when you have a guitar and stuff, like there's not much you can do with your hands and whatnot. So you basically just have to everything below the waist or maybe your head sometimes. And the best trick is just to stand still. Like, it's also impressive when you just come to a stop. You know, if you're moving for a while, then you just stop. You know, and suddenly, you know, you don't have to move. It doesn't require that much energy. And it's not about just being relaxed. It's about, well, it is about relaxing, but it's isolating what needs to stay still and what necessarily doesn't. You know, your arms have to stay in a specific spot, but you don't have to like tense up your muscles. You just kind of have to focus on where your muscles need to be engaged and where they can just be relaxed. And that's what they taught us a lot in mime class. We had an instructor, his name was Jerry Hager. He taught mime still teaches it for years and years. And he worked at Seaport Village in San Diego, which is a big tourist spot, as the Seaport Village Mime for like 25 years plus. And yeah, he did mime for his entire life. He did the robot too, which was, I think that's where we were inspired by, Bunny and I. It was like mesmerizing. He had like a little kazoo or something. What are those things called? They're like little metal spinning things. Make a cool sound you wanted to it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So we made the robot sounds basically with that, which I've seen some fans do as well, which is pretty cool. Because then it's like, well, you can't make a sound with your mouth, you can always just do a little device.
It's pretty cool, yeah. I mean, watching him do that for the first time was like, oh wow, this is good.